There's a lot of misinformation on Social Security, some from so-called experts.
If you want to have a math discussion just for the theory of it and the fun of it, Social Security dies when you die. And it's a negative rate of return. The money you put into Social Security, you will never get all of it out.
Right.
So you might as well get all you can get as fast as you can get. So I take it early and often.
And here's the problem with it. If you take Social Security the moment you retire, you may well eliminate the single best tax planning window of your entire retirement. I'm going to show you what that window is worth in dollar terms. For Bob and Sarah, a real client case, it means the ability to convert nearly $400,000 of IRA money to Roth, while paying an average tax rate of just 11%. That's not a typo, 11%. And it only happens because they delayed Social Security. I'm Mike Palmer, Certified Financial Planner, and in a recent video, we covered the hidden cost of claiming Social Security at the wrong time. Now, if you haven't seen that video yet, there's a link in the description below. It's worth watching first. Today, we're going deeper into that same case study to show you the Roth IRA conversion strategy that becomes available when you delay Social Security. We think it's imperative to think about Social Security not as an isolated decision, but as a cornerstone of a complete retirement income plan. Here's what we're going to cover today. Why not all $2.3 million portfolios are taxed the same. How Bob and Sarah are converting $400,000 to a Roth at 11% tax rate. Why waiting on Social Security makes this strategy possible, and why acting too soon destroys it. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to establish is this, and it's that not all $2.3 million portfolios are equal. Bob and Sarah have $2.3 million saved, but here's how it's split. $1.5 million in a traditional IRA, $700,000 in a taxable brokerage account, and $100,000 in a Roth. Every dollar they pull from that IRA is taxed as ordinary income, the same rate as a paycheck. The taxable account, on the other hand, generates dividends and capital gains that are taxed at lower rates. You can have two couples who have both saved $2.3 million for retirement, but be in completely different tax situations. So when we think about Social Security timing, we're not just asking, when do I get the most from Social Security? We're asking a much more important question. How does Social Security timing interact with our entire tax and financial picture over many years? That framing changes everything. Here's the key insight. Bob just retired. Both he and Sarah are 65. They're planning to delay Bob's Social Security until age 70. That creates a 5-year window from 65 to 70 where their income is relatively low. There's no Social Security, no IRA RMDs yet, just the living expenses that we need to fund from their portfolio. That low income window is the most valuable tax planning opportunity of their retirement, and many people waste it. I can tell you that Bob and Sarah aren't going to waste it. Let's look at exactly how we've structured 2026, Bob's first year in retirement. Now, Bob earned $40,000 for the first 2 months of the year that he was working before he retired. Now, our goal is to keep their modified adjusted gross income, their MAGI, at $150,000 or less this year. Here's why that number matters. At $150,000, Bob and Sarah qualify for a total standard deduction of $47,500, which includes the $12,000 enhanced senior deduction. That's a significant deduction, and we want to take full advantage of it. So here's how we're funding their $125,000 net of tax spending need this year. $40,000 is coming from Bob's earned income from earlier in the year. We'll take $35,000 from their IRA and $50,000 from their taxable account. Now that's $125,000 total, but we haven't accounted for the taxes yet. Now we're also doing a partial Roth conversion this year. We've calculated the maximum conversion that we can do while still keeping their MAGI at $150,000. And that max conversion is about $75,000. Look at what that does to their tax picture. Their total federal tax, including the Roth conversion, is just under $12,000. That's an effective tax rate of 11.7%. Let me put that in context. If Bob and Sarah had simply left that $75,000 in the IRA and taken it out later during their 70s when Social Security and required minimum distributions kicked in, they'd likely be paying 22% or more on every dollar. Now that's nearly double the 11% we're going to pay. By converting now at roughly 11%, they're locking in a rate that may never be available to them again. Now you may be wondering, where does the $12,000 in taxes come from? This is something that we plan for in advance. We set aside approximately $60,000 in a money market account inside their taxable portfolio, specifically reserved to cover conversion taxes. That money isn't coming from the IRA. Paying conversion taxes from outside the IRA is critical. Every dollar you withhold from the IRA for taxes is a dollar that doesn't get to compound tax-free. We planned for this. It didn't happen by accident. Now, let's look at 2027. In 2027, Bob has no earned income, and Sarah hasn't started Social Security yet. So their income is at its lowest point. The result? We have an even larger Roth conversion opportunity while still keeping their total tax liability extremely low. Now we're going to continue this pattern each year until Bob turns 70 and starts Social Security. The total result projected over that 5-year period, nearly $400,000 of IRA assets in today's dollars converted to a Roth IRA at an average effective tax rate of roughly 11%. That money is now growing tax-free, and it'll never be subject to required minimum distributions. Here's why this matters even more in the long run. Without this strategy, that $1.5 million IRA continues to grow. And at age 75, the IRS requires Bob to start taking RMDs, whether they need the money or not. Those RMDs will be taxed as ordinary income on top of their Social Security. And that's a lot of income hitting all at once. And it often pushes retirees into higher tax brackets. By systematically converting during the early years of retirement, at 11% in this case, we're reducing the size of that IRA now so that those future RMDs are smaller. We're trading a known low tax rate today for an unknown and likely higher tax rate down the road. That's not just smart tax planning, that's retirement income planning done the right way. Now let me bring this back to the big picture. Bob and Sarah's plan works because we're looking at Social Security, taxes, and portfolio structure together, not in isolation. By delaying Social Security, they create a low income window that makes partial Roth conversions possible at low rates. They maximize their Social Security benefit. That's an income source that gets preferred tax treatment since only 85% of it is ever taxable. And they further reduce RMD exposure before it becomes a problem. And by age 70, when their combined Social Security will be roughly $82,000 a year, they'll be entering that phase of retirement from a dramatically stronger position. They'll have a larger Roth balance, a smaller IRA, and a tax picture they controlled. This is what a coordinated retirement income plan looks like. Now, if you're approaching retirement and have a significant portion of your savings in a traditional IRA or 401k, this type of planning can save you tens of thousands of dollars in taxes over the course of your retirement, maybe more. This is what we do every day at Ark Royal Wealth Management. I've been a financial advisor for over 35 years and a CFP since 2001. We've helped hundreds of people navigate this kind of decision. If you'd like to learn how a strategy like this might apply to your situation, click Book a Call with Mike in the description below. I'd love to have that conversation. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe. We cover retirement planning, tax strategy, and investing every week right here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. If you'd like to learn more about the benefits of working with a truly independent and objective fee-only financial advisor, we welcome the opportunity to talk with you.